The vast expanse of the galaxy stretched endlessly before them. Stars glimmered like distant memories. Aboard the small but sturdy exploration vessel, the crew was composed of two beings from vastly different worlds. There was Kael, a human with a knack for survival and an almost reckless disregard for his own safety. Then there was Lyranna, an alien biologist from the planet Vyseris. Her delicate features were framed by shimmering blue skin and glowing violet eyes that radiated curiosity and intelligence. Despite their differences, the two had formed an unlikely partnership as they ventured into the unknown. The day had begun, like any other. The duo was exploring an uncharted moon rich with strange flora and crystalline structures. The air was thin but breathable, the gravity slightly lighter than Earth's. As they navigated the jagged terrain, Kael's boots crunched against the ground with every step. Lyranna's movements were more graceful, almost as if she floated rather than walked. She was scanning a peculiar plant with a device that emitted soft beeps when a sharp crack echoed through the valley. Kael had misjudged his footing and slipped, tumbling down a rocky slope. His arm caught on a jagged outcrop, twisting unnaturally, before he finally landed with a dull thud at the bottom. Lyranna's heart raced as she rushed to his side. She knelt beside him, her hands hovering uncertainly over his broken arm. Her voice quivered as she spoke, filled with concern. Kael waved her off with his good hand. He sat up slowly, examining the grotesque angle of his injured limb. Without hesitation, he gripped his wrist firmly. His expression hardened, and with a sudden movement he snapped the bone back into place. The sickening sound of the realignment reverberated in the still air. Lyranna's glowing eyes widened in shock. Her breath caught as she staggered backward. Her legs gave way, and she collapsed onto the ground, her consciousness slipping away. For a moment, the only sound was the gentle rustling of the alien wind. When Lyranna awoke, Kael was sitting nearby. His arm was crudely splinted with a piece of his gear and some strips of fabric. He was chewing on a protein bar, his demeanor as casual as if nothing had happened. Lyranna sat up slowly, her head spinning. She looked at him in disbelief. Her voice was steady but tinged with incredulity as she asked how he could endure such pain so calmly. Kael shrugged, explaining that humans were resilient creatures. He recounted tales of humanity's long history of survival, adapting to harsh conditions and enduring injuries that would incapacitate others. Lyranna listened intently, her scientific mind racing to process the information. She had studied countless species across the galaxy, but humans were an enigma. Their ability to push through physical and emotional pain was unparalleled. She found herself both horrified and fascinated by Kael's nonchalant attitude toward his injury. She questioned him further, delving into the biology and psychology that allowed such feats. Kael explained the adrenaline response, the way pain could be overridden in moments of necessity, and the stubborn determination that seemed to be hardwired into his species. As the day wore on, the two resumed their exploration. Kael's injury slowed him down, but he refused to let it stop him. Lyranna kept a close eye on him, her protective instincts heightened. They discovered more strange plants and minerals, cataloging their findings for future study. The moon's landscape was breathtaking, with towering crystal spires that refracted light into dazzling rainbows. Despite the beauty surrounding them, Lyranna's thoughts kept returning to Kael's earlier display of resilience. She couldn't shake the image of him snapping his bone back into place with such ease. That night, as they sat by a small fire outside their ship, Lyranna brought up the incident again. She asked Kael if he ever feared pushing himself too far. His response was thoughtful. He admitted that there were times when he questioned his limits, but he also believed that the ability to endure was what allowed humans to achieve greatness. He spoke of explorers who braved uncharted waters, astronauts who ventured into the void of space, and ordinary people who faced extraordinary challenges. Lyranna found herself inspired by his words. She began to see humanity in a new light. Their fragility was matched only by their tenacity. She realized that this balance was what made them so unique. Kael's injury became a turning point in their partnership. Lyranna started to admire his resilience and determination, while Kael grew to appreciate her compassion and intellect. Together, they formed a stronger bond, their differences complementing each other. The days turned into weeks as they continued their mission. Kael's arm healed gradually, the makeshift splint replaced by a proper medical cast once they returned to their ship. Lyranna took meticulous notes on his recovery, fascinated by the speed and efficiency of his body's natural healing process. She began to incorporate her observations into her research, comparing human biology to that of other species she had studied. Kael teased her about being her favorite subject, but he secretly appreciated her dedication. Their adventures brought them to many more worlds, each with its own challenges and wonders. Through it all, Kael's resilience and Lyranna's curiosity proved to be an unstoppable combination. They encountered hostile environments, unpredictable weather, and even a few dangerous creatures. Yet every time they faced adversity, they found a way to overcome it together. Lyranna's respect for Kael grew with each challenge, while Kael's admiration for her intellect deepened. One day, as they stood on the edge of a massive canyon on a distant planet, Lyranna turned to Kael. She told him that she finally understood what made humans so extraordinary. It wasn't just their ability to endure pain or their physical resilience, it was their spirit, their refusal to give up even when the odds were stacked against them. Kael smiled, his expression softening. He told her that it was this same spirit that allowed them to form connections with others, even those from entirely different worlds. As the two gazed out at the alien landscape, they felt a profound sense of unity. Despite their differences, they had found common ground. Their journey was far from over, but they knew that together they could face whatever the universe threw at them. The bond they had forged was unbreakable, a testament to the power of understanding and collaboration. And as they set off toward their next adventure, the stars above seemed to shine just a little brighter, reflecting the limitless potential of their partnership. As weeks turned into months, the challenges they faced grew more complex. They stumbled upon an ancient alien ruin buried beneath the sands of a desolate world. The structure's walls were inscribed with symbols neither of them could decipher. Lyranna's excitement was palpable as she scanned the ruins for clues. Kael, ever the pragmatist, ensured they remained vigilant for any hidden dangers. The ruins concealed an ancient artifact that emitted a low, resonant hum. Lyranna theorized that it might be a piece of long-lost technology, perhaps even a relic of a civilization that predated both their species. As they worked together to unearth the artifact, Kael's instincts proved invaluable. A hidden mechanism triggered a series of collapses within the ruin. Rocks tumbled and dust filled the air as Kael's quick reflexes pulled Lyranna out of harm's way. Once the dust settled, they examined the artifact. Its energy signature was unlike anything they had encountered. Lyranna's scientific curiosity burned brighter than ever, and Kael's cautious optimism kept them moving forward. Their discovery attracted the attention of a rival group of explorers. The interlopers were less than friendly, seeking to claim the artifact for themselves. A tense standoff ensued, with Kael's strategic thinking and Lyranna's diplomatic skills preventing an all-out conflict. The situation highlighted just how much they had come to rely on one another. Together, they managed to secure the artifact and escape the hostile explorers, their bond stronger for having faced danger side by side. As they returned to their ship, the weight of their discovery began to sink in. The artifact was more than just an ancient relic. It was a key to unlocking knowledge that could reshape their understanding of the galaxy. Lyranna hypothesized that it could be linked to a network of similar artifacts scattered across the cosmos, each containing fragments of a story waiting to be pieced together. Kael, ever the adventurer, was eager to embark on the next leg of their journey. Their mission had evolved into something far greater than they had ever anticipated. The partnership between Kael and Lyranna continued to deepen. They faced challenges that tested their limits, but each trial brought them closer. Lyranna's once purely scientific curiosity transformed into a profound appreciation for the human spirit, while Kael's view of the universe expanded through Lyranna's insights. Together, they forged a legacy that would echo through the stars, a testament to the power of unity and the boundless potential of exploration.